Oh, would I write a book from her perspective? Probably not a book, but I'd be happy to do some more stories. Also, if there's ever like a spin-off series where I just grabbed characters and told things from their point of view, that might be fun. But at the moment, it's really nice. Did you just go Potters? But at the moment, I kind of need time away from the Dresden Files after I finish a book, because by the time I get to the end of a book, I'm like, I'm so sick of you, Harry Dresden. I could just shoot you dead. Oh, wait. Right here.
Did you cackle maniacally when you wrote the end of Changes?
Did I cackle maniacally at the end of Changes?
Yes.
For like 30 minutes. Probably all the way until I found somebody to read it and then scream.
Thanks,
and
Jim.
then I could go to bed. Because, as you know, writers do not truly exist upon the royalties they receive for their work, but upon your pain and suffering.
Skaters!
You once said that for Codex Alera you put together Lost Legions and Pokemon. Are you putting anything else together to come up with other series?
He's referring to the story about how I tell everybody how I made the Codex Alera out of Lost Roman Legion and Pokemon. And am I doing something like that for any other series? No, I haven't really thrown together any like really sort of semi-lame ideas to make something cool. I've tried to go with cool ideas, although the more I think about it, the more I think maybe I really do need to try the lame ideas, because heck, it's been working so far. If it's not broke, maybe I shouldn't fix it. I don't know. Right here, with the beard. Will we be seeing more from the Codex Alera world? It was a question. If we do, it'll be a couple of generations after the story we've had so far, where you get to see how Tavi's basically wrecked the status quo completely. And it'll be a much steampunkier Alera if we do that. But, right here. Specifically, is Lash coming back? Lash actually appeared in Ghost Story, although not under that name. Right here. I'm not going to tell you anything else. Yes. Man, that is like heroin for writers. But right here. Are we ever going to hear more about the Oblivion War? Probably not in the Dresden Files, because Harry's not involved. It's something that I might do some more work with. Although it's sort of a slow, boring war that takes thousands of years at this point to get anything done.
Like marriage.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's boring. I mean, my wife's heavily armed. Back here with the camera.
Is that, as regarding Lash, is that why the Whisperer was allowed to be where she was?
No spoilers.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Yes, the question does not compute. Right here.
Was Little Chicago destroyed with Harry's apartment?
Was Little Chicago destroyed with Harry's apartment? Yeah, it certainly looks that way. Giant burning house falls on your pewter model of the city. Pewter doesn't really stand up to being in a burning house all that well. So, right here.
Do you believe in magic?
Do I believe in magic?
Yeah.
I believe that there are more things in heaven and earth than in your books, Horatio. I do not know exactly where it is. I do not know if magic is really advanced science. Or really advanced science is magic, and I'm not sure I care. I'm just glad that there are things in the world that we haven't seen and measured and cataloged, and I'm perfectly happy leaving it right there. Myself personally, I do have faith of my own. It isn't particularly Wiccan at all, really, but I know people who do very sincerely believe in it, and people I respect. But for me, myself, yeah, I think there's lots of things going on that we don't understand yet, and if that's what magic is, then okay, I can live with that.
Will we see Ivy and Kincaid again soon?
What?
Will we see Ivy and Kincaid again soon?
Will we see Ivy and Kincaid again soon? Probably not. I need to write the short story of Kincaid coming home after that job. Oh, at the very back.
Although didn't technically serve as Wiccan, having
Is Harry's debt to Mab fulfilled? No, 'tis not. You don't get away from Mab that easy. I mean, merely being dead? Come on. Like no one's ever tried that before. With the camera right here.
Is Harry a Cubs fan or White Sox fan?
Is Harry a Cubs fan or a White Sox fan? According to the short story in Changes, Harry is a Cubs fan. And he often goes there with basically a king of the leprechauns and to watch a game. So, see, because like Harry, the Cubs they could be doing so well, and then things just fall apart. I think there's some simpatico going there. Green shirt right here.
Have you considered doing any middle grade or young adult writing, either as an Dresden spin-off or as an original series?
Have I considered doing any middle grade or young adult writing as a Dresden spin-off or as a part of the Dresden series? I haven't really. I mean, there's one story that I'm writing I'm writing a trilogy of short stories right now that I'm calling the Bigfoot Trilogy, where Bigfoot is the client. And he's having some issues with his kid, and he can't exactly walk into Chicago and straighten things out with the principal, so he hires Harry to help. And the first one is B is for Bigfoot, because the kid's in grade school, and the next one, kid's in high school, and it's I was a teenage Bigfoot. And then the last one is in college, and it'll be Bigfoot on campus. So. But that's about as close as I'm going to be able to come to young adult, is to have that setting there. Right here in the Airborne.
Got it. Yeah. All right. So, Archangel. Is the people behind the destruction of Archangel, are they dead? And will we see their comeuppance?
That's going to be another "I'm not going to tell you" question, because it's more fun to find out about it in the books than it is for me to just flat out tell you here. In the Ghostbuster shirt.
Did you mean to include the author's note at the end of the last two Dresden Files ones that refer to Codex Alera, or was that like an unintentional printing error thing?
Oh, that was completely me. Look, I just took that bullet for you, Ann. Everybody over here with the curly hair, this is my boss, Ann Sowards. Make me look good. It's just a cross-promotional thing so that people who don't know that I've got something else out there will have a chance to find out that I do. I wasn't really bothered that it was still there. It's still true. Just that Alera, I'm done with it for the time being. Back here at the very back.
Are we going to see the Jade Court at any point?
Are we going to see the Jade Court at any point? Maybe a little in the big old honkin' apocalyptic trilogy at the end. They're isolationists, and if they're going to stay where they are. And if you're doing things that aren't actually happening in China, they just don't care about you. So here with the hat, the black and white hat.
Are we going to see more of Maggie and is she a witch?
Are we going to see more of Maggie and is she a witch? We will see more of Maggie, and I'm not going to tell you. But yeah, she's definitely going to be a part of what's going on. And if I ever need to write Dresden the Next Generation, it would probably be centered on her. So, right here.
About how Murphy's dad basically killed himself in the books. Was that despair forced on him?
About how Murphy's dad killed himself in the books, was that despair forced on him? Who says he killed himself? They just found him there, and it looked like a suicide.
And the forums exploded.
Come on! I said this in Kansas City, and they had the video of it up on YouTube like 5 minutes after I was done talking. Right here.
So the swords, they showed up during the fight in Changes a little bit, and they were sort of mentioned, but are we going to see new bearers of the swords in the future anytime soon?
Are we going to see new bearers of the swords in the future anytime soon? You are going to see them. Maybe not the next book, but the one after. 15 maybe? Yeah, 15 will be the point where it happens.